We get the money.
Woo. Yes.
You spend your time between LA and San Francisco.
Nasty.
You get your rocks off to 70s disco. And you sit there, makes you wanna cry. Don't let this life come
Nice.
pass you by. We make that daddy money, baby.
Yeah. There you go.
That's the ticket. That's the new one.
Awesome. So that is coming out today.
Yes. July
Dropping
30th.
Today.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Still doing it after all these years.
Yep. Have to.
Yeah,
Can't
man.
put it down.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So we're here with Crawford Adam, who is a friend of mine. He's been in this business in this crazy Atlanta town for many, many, many years.
Yes.
Done some great records. One of my favorite records you did with Greg Lee.
Yeah, I did. I went in with Greg. I think it was 14 years ago, maybe, and we recorded everything over at 800 East,
Yeah.
and did drums over at Jerry Hansen's house, and I did about 6 or 7 songs with Greg. He's, the mustache,
Yeah.
bass, the coolest guy in yacht rock.
Yeah.
So
The hair,
Yeah.
stash, yeah.
he's,
He's awesome.
yeah.
So tell me about the record. Who's playing on it?
Basically, we got back together over quarantine, did a lot of writing over at my buddy Chris's house, who plays bass. Has been a childhood friend of mine since middle school.
Yeah.
So we grew up together. And then our guitarist, Mike Bond, who you know, played guitar on it.
So is that Mike Bond on that track there?
Yeah. It's me and Mike played the guitar parts. And then we recorded it over at Z&K Productions over in Alpharetta.
Yeah.
They've worked with Mayday Parade, Cartel, Chapel. They just are super, super good at what they do, and mixed and mastered it there.
See, in Cartel, isn't that the band that did the tried to record the record in a bubble for
I don't
MTV?
know. Yes, it is. Yeah, they're Atlanta guys.
Yeah.
Great band. I think they just celebrated the 20th anniversary of their record that Zach and Ken did for them. So,
Eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now.
yeah, I think it's that album. I think it sold over 1 million copies. I mean, it was
They did
very
good.
successful. So
Cool. And then you did all right, so Mike Bond on guitar. I did not know that. I knew he played guitar. I didn't know he had that kind of chops.
yeah, he's still taking lessons. You never stop learning. You know, if you're a musician, it's something that you just you never perfect it.
No.
You're always working at it.
What's the saying? Never stop, never stopping.
Yeah, can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah,
So we were kind of talking about this earlier, and we'll get more into the record. But so we've both been doing this for a pretty good while, and recording, playing live. What is it? What is it about it that keeps us going?
I don't know. It's like the girlfriend that won't leave you alone.
It is, right? It's like a mistress that you can't cut loose.
Yeah. Some of my buddies that are, the baseball dads or the coaches, they're like, "What are you doing? What are you in a rock band? You're a rock and roll guy?" And I'm like, I mean, it's what you're passionate about. Some
Yep.
people are into woodworking, or I have friends that are into knife making and or fishing, whatever. I just like writing songs.
Yeah.
And this song, Dirty Money, I think you and I talked about it a little bit. I kind of wanted to go outside the box of just, the Green Day 3-chord pop punk sound and make more of a, it's very compressed, the production on it. And we wanted it to come across like, it's like Van Halen meeting Muse or Royal Blood. Like we had that kind of compression on the bass. It's got a lot of fuzz.
Yeah.
So, and we hadn't put anything out like that before. And I kind of dug deep on this one, kind of, there's only 12 notes, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of took some of my favorite songs, no pun intended. I took the BPM for this song from Jumpin' Jack Flash.
All right.
And I really wanted the chorus of the song to sound like Twist and Shout by the Beatles.
Yeah.
I wanted it to have that parade feel, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's kind of the beats per measure and everything put together. I think we accomplished that with this song.
Yeah.
And I love it. So I think it's one of the better songs that we've ever.
Well, yeah, it's definitely different than anything I've heard you do before.
Right. Yeah, and I think it is you kind of want to evolve as an artist, and as a songwriter, you just don't want to keep doing the same things.
Yep.
But for us going in, I mean, the way we wrote this whole batch of songs that we've produced over there, we went over to Chris's house, did a lot of the pre-pro and garage band. And it all started with us, doing cover songs with our kids.
Yeah.
Because all they listen to nowadays is mumble rap and, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, this is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap by AC/DC. And they're like, whoa,
Yeah.
So for them, and what's awesome is when your 10-year-old or your 7-year-old uses those classic rock songs as their walk-up song in baseball.
Yeah.
Because everybody can do like Astronaut in the Ocean or I'm Coming in Hot or whatever, or Drake. But to have a good rock song, like I think the best is when parents play Walk by Pantera when they're 8-year-olds coming up to bat or whatever. It's great. So so we just wanted to do something different with this one, and honestly, like you said, I mean, why are we still doing it? We're doing it because we're having a blast.
Yeah.
We're doing it for ourselves, and if people like it, great, and if not, that's great too. We're doing it for us.
Yeah, I used to, when I managed bands, I would say, what's your goal? Is your goal to make a living playing music? I can help you do that.
Right.
If your goal is to be a big, huge star, well, it's a 1 in a million shot.
Yeah.
And, if that's the goal, well, we're probably not with the right person. And then when we get to this age, it is, man, if you want to write a good song, and like we have day jobs, so we can't tour.
Right.
We're not going to go grind it out in a van now. I don't even think physically.
I mean, we could.
I don't think I could physically pull it off.
Right. Right.
The way I used to eat on the road, I would have diabetes and so fast.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be funny.
Yeah.
But just to write a good song and to have that, heck, if I'm the only one that listens to it, I'm fine with it.
It's kind of like experiences, right? Like some people pay $300 to go play Pebble Beach, or fly down to Miami and go deep sea fishing. And those are their experiences, and that's their escape. And for me, I'd rather, it doesn't matter how much money I spend on golf or lessons. I'm never going to shoot in the 70s. It's just,
right.
That's just not me. But I can write a song, and I think I can. But the cool thing about it is that, if God forbid I die a year from now, I have that artwork out there.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you're producing art, and you're producing something that, other people can listen to. And I get a kick out of the fact that my kids like it, I think one of the guys on Rock 100, Jackson Heaton is his name. He put a song that we recorded with Zach and Ken back in November. He put it on Rock 100, and I took the kids out to the car and we drove around the neighborhood, and I was like, check this out. And they were like, you're on the radio. You know, it was like that thing you do moment with Liv Tyler and everybody running around. They're like, you're on the radio. So, you know, radio's kind of dead now anyway. It's all syndicated with XM and things like that.
It's
so
hard.
we're just excited about it, you know. I think the main thing is that we write it, and if we walk away, like we call it the goose pump test. You know, if you listen to it, or the car test, and you go into the car and you listen to it, and you're like, dude, that sounds amazing, right? If it passes that test, then it's probably really, really good. And so we write these songs, and I'll beat around on an acoustic and come up with the idea. Same with Cass, and Mike is like, I don't know, he's like the Kirk Hammett. You know, he just puts these noodles of solos together, and they're great. So, but it's been awesome, really. It's kept us busy over quarantine for sure.
Yeah, right. So, did you do a lot of writing over the quarantine?
Yeah. I think so. I started doing this thing called Quarantunes. Like the first couple of, they closed the schools, and then it was all the toilet paper was gone off the shelves, and I was like, there's nothing left. You'd start cracking beers at 11 in the morning, and you're like, what else do we have to do? You couldn't go anywhere. And so I would just get my acoustic out and just start sending riffs or files or cover songs just to my friends. Yeah. And they're like, what are you doing? But, and Chris, our bass player, Cass, he was doing the same thing. He was going crazy. And his kids, he's got three, a daughter and two boys, and they all love music as well. And he was just like, his daughter Marin is sweet as can be and sings. She's actually sings on one of our new songs that we recorded as well. And my boys sang backup vocals.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of like the Partridge family.
So your kids are into it then?
Yeah, I mean, they go into the studio and they think the pinball machines are cool, and they think that, we'll go in and like my 7-year-old Brooks is just obsessed with fart noises, and so he was farting on the microphone.
Who's not?
And so we made like a little song called "Farting on the Mic" in the studio, and that's his jam. So,
is that part of the release?
No. I mean, it's kind of if we put a full length out, it'd kind of be like a Beastie Boys record, where you have like snippets of comedy and instrumentals. I mean, at the end of the day, I just like to play guitar, and the guitar parts come first, and then I can hum a melody over it. And some people go in with the mindset of, I want this song to be about this, and I usually write the music first and then the melody.
I always try to cop a good hook first, see if I can get a good hook going, and then if I can get a good hook, sometimes that's all I have for a while until I can find my way into a verse. Yeah,
and I think the good thing about sending text messages back and forth with just even if they're WAV files, so you don't forget it, right? Like I remember reading or seeing something about Keith Richards. He wrote Satisfaction and just played it on a loop, but he was hammered drunk, and he would have never remembered it had he not been recording when he did it. Yeah. So, it's just one of those things. Like if I don't record it, my ADD, I'll forget about it later.
Yeah, I think even when he heard that, he was like, "What is this?
Right?
When did this happen?"
Yeah. And it's probably one of their best songs.
Yeah, I wonder how many songs we've lost like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Probably a ton.
Yeah.
So, how many songs on the release?
Well, we've kind of we've recorded 5, and or 4, and one with Greg Lee, the Vegas song. We're thinking about throwing that in on there as well. So all in all, we have about 5 tracks, but we're releasing them like at different times. Like we released one song in November, one in February, and this is our new one today. Right. And it's kind of that scrolling mindset, you know. It's like you don't want to be an artist and be ignored, you know. Mm-hmm. You don't want to put like a whole full length out and people go, "Oh, great, you put a whole record out." You know, it's kind of, if they can hear the single, that's all they have to listen to that day. It's kind of like you just want to hit them with it and throw it on the wall and see if it sticks, kind of thing. So, the cool thing about this song is that Mike, the mad scientist of our band, he's the Steve Jobs of the band. You know, he's the idea guy.
Oh, okay.
He's always thinking outside the box. And so we got with a guy named Brian Manley and put out some T-shirts, or did an order of 100 T-shirts. And I was like, what are we gonna do with all these? We don't even have any shows. Like, he's like, oh, we can sell them online. And I was like, okay, well, we have this huge box of T-shirts. So I just started DMing people and texting them and saying, hey, we're trying to get back into the studio because, you know, the studio costs so much.
Yeah. And where did you do it again? What studio?
It's Z&K Productions, Zach Odom and Kenneth Mount.
Oh, okay.
They used to work at Tree Sound.
Yeah.
Over with Paul Diaz. And they left and did their own thing. They have a great studio, and we went over there and just kind of gelled with them, and they kind of played us their production reel, and I was like, yeah, we need to get in here. And so that's kind of where it all, you know, started. And so we were super stoked about this song, and the cool thing about the T-shirts thing is that we sold over 125 T-shirts. Mm. And so with the money, we got to go in, and this song is a crowd-funded song.
Yeah.
Which is, it's kind of like a GoFundMe, but they had a T-shirt to go with it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
And you just did it direct.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's how you do it.
And what was really cool is, like, I was like, hey, when you get your shirt in the mail, you know, send us a photo of you wearing it. And we actually sent one to Walter Schafels of Quicksand, Youth of Today, Gorilla Biscuits, and then Jonah Matrenga out in San Francisco. He was in FAR and One Line Drawing. And when they would send them, they sent us pictures of them wearing the shirts. I was like, dude, this is kind of like we're getting lightning in a bottle in a way.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of the reasons we started a band in the 90s. We love that kind of sound.
Yeah.
And so we kind of, you know, evolved from listening to those musicians. So it was kind of neat seeing your musical heroes wearing your band's T-shirts.
No doubt.
So, and so we recorded that, and then we went in and we have a new song that we're going to put out probably next month called Currents and Tides. I think I sent you that too. And that's kind of, Cass kind of went on his own and wrote that, and which was nice, took the pressure off of me a little bit. And I love it, you know, and that song as well kind of passed the Goosebump test. We were, you know, really stoked about it.
And that is, I think I have a little snippet of it. That is, God, it sounds like I'm being rude, but I just didn't know that Mike Bond was that good on the guitar. Like, dude is serious.
Yeah, this is a Cass pretty much I can't talk and listen to it. We gotta cut this. This is not like a homage to Jaws, you know. This is what Quint was singing in Jaws. And that's Cass's daughter, Marin, singing that part.
Go Marin.
Yeah, it's not bad for a 10-year-old.
It's frightening.
Yeah.
Haunting. All right. Little quick sneak peek.
Yes.
Coming
Don't
soon.
give that one away.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
Yeah, we're and that's what's been nice about it is just, there haven't been shows to go to until now. Now things are opening back up. But we've just been hanging out and just collectively putting parts together, and I don't know, we're just super excited to be playing music right now.
Man, that's awesome. So any plans on doing any live shows?
Yeah, I think so. We want to go back to our roots and maybe play at the Dark Horse. We'll have to talk to Curtis and maybe get in there a night without Meddlesome going on, but get down there and just,
Yeah. They're doing Meddlesome like what, 4 nights a week there or something?
I don't know. They've been doing it for 20 years, I think.
Talk about lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
That thing has just never stopped.
I know. Curtis hasn't stopped.
No, he hasn't.
No. He's the man. And I think we're going to try to play some, breweries around town, like Still Fire Up by Us. And
Yeah.
hopefully maybe Athens, like 5/8 just played Athens last night at Nowhere Bar. Mike Rizzi and
Yeah.
all those guys just, doing the same thing we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like you can't you don't stop playing music just because you get older.
Yeah. And then and Rizzy, he put out a heck of a record.
Yes.
A beast of a record. And these I've heard some of his new stuff.
And the songs that he wrote, about his son and everything.
Yeah.
They're beautiful
Yeah.
songs.
About his dad,
Yeah.
his son. Yeah. Yeah, what a talent.
He's a fun story about 5/8. Mike Rizzy was working at Locos off Briarcliff, and I went in there one night because there was like an LA Fitness right next to it. So I would work out, and then I'd go over to, and kill my workout by going to Locos.
Yeah.
It was not productive. But I'd go in there, and I'm like, hey, man, this is when 5/8, I think Jeff Malconian did that the self-titled record. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you guys want to play a house party? He's like, sure. And I was like, at my house? He's like, yeah. And so I had like a little 1,200 square foot house in Brookhaven, and 5/8 played in my backyard. And there were drumsticks still on the roof when I sold the thing. Rizzy was just throwing them all over the place. So, yeah, we had about 80 to 100 people in my backyard for a nice
awesome.
5/8 show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those guys are killer. And what's nice about Atlanta and just Athens in general, it's like you think you're a good musician, and then you see these other cats go out. I remember we played a show at the Nick in Birmingham, and it was us, the Tom Collins, and then 5/8. And we played at the Nick, and I think they started bands at midnight. So we were the opening band and an hour behind. So we really started at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, wow.
And so we were exhausted and probably had went one too many beforehand. And then Tom Collins came on, and I was like, dude, we suck. They're so good. And then 5/8 came out, and I was just like, we got to get better. We got to practice more, So
They'll do it to you. Go just catch a brunch in Nashville.
Yeah. Go to Bluebird Cafe.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, okay, well, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Yikes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of good talent out there. But as I think I texted you earlier, your vocals, I've always been a huge fan.
Thanks.
Of how you sing. Finding someone that's got a unique sound that you can peg, like I can hit shuffle and something come on, and just the voice, I go, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I might not have heard that song in a while, but I know exactly who that is.
I think it's the deviated septum. And,
is it?
Just sinus infections my whole life. Allergies has made that voice possible. But thank you. I was always a guitar player.
Yeah.
I saw the Hot for Teacher video, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And then it was Slash, in the Welcome to the Jungle video. And I was like, I have to get a Les Paul. You know, that was the guitar of choice. So
Yeah.
still play it.
Oh, really? Same one?
Yeah.
I have the Ovation my mother gave me, but it was her guitar at the time that I learned to play on, and I still play on it and pull it out. In fact, that guitar went through a house fire, a house burned down.
And the guitar made it?
And the roof fell over the case, so like that, and it melted the case completely. And the fire guys pried it open. They had to see if it made it, and it had changed colors, and the finish cracked just a little bit, and all the strings were popped, and it made it.
That's a song right there.
Yeah, and we just polished it up, restrung it, and I've played it forever.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a great story.
That's cool. You still have your OG.
Yeah, still have it. Still
So
plays awesome too.
Your kids play it all?
I mean, they mess around on the acoustic. They're more just they'll beat on my brother's drum set.
Yeah.
But they're more into sports. I would like them to get into music, but I'm totally the dad that's like, if you're healthy, number one, that's my number one goal, and that you're happy.
Yeah.
And so whatever you want to do, I'll support it. So my mom and dad were huge. I started playing saxophone in 4th grade, because I hated keyboard.
Yeah.
So I did the whole band thing through high school, and learned how to read music. And but they took me to guitar lessons, and I said I really wanted to do it when I was in 5th grade, and they're like, let's go. So, and I learned from really good dudes too. Do you know Barry Richmond?
Oh God, yeah. It's so good.
I went to the Peggy Still School of Music as like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And Barry was my guitar teacher, and I'm like,
Barry's still killing it.
I'm like, this guy's great, man.
Yeah.
He's like taken
Sick.
from Stevie Ray Vaughan, But he was awesome in the fact that he was just like, you want to learn Nirvana? Okay, we'll learn Nirvana. And then he'd give me the modes and the scales to learn. So I can solo a little bit too.
I can not solo at all.
Yeah.
I got forced into a solo one time, and I did the one note solo, and
like a widespread panic solo.
I just held it. I just held one note, and I'd put it behind my head. I go ding.
Yeah.
Did it behind my legs, ding.
Get you a slide, and you'll be set.
Yeah, I'm not.
Get you a whammy bar. You got
Yeah, exactly.
all you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy. I learned. I just had to teach myself, and then I took a few lessons from Lawrence Katz, who turned out to be. I mean, he's in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Really?
Yeah, and he's in L.A. I think he's still in L.A. killing it.
I know they put out a record over
Just
quarantine.
recently, yeah.
The Boss Downs.
The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah. I got acquainted with King Casey from the Dropkick Murphys
Oh, cool.
over the past couple of years, and so we're gonna go see them in Rancid, I think in September. They're playing down at where do they used to have Music Midtown?
I've never gone to it.
Yeah.
I went one time.
It's an outdoor show though.
Yeah, it's outdoor. I went one time and I saw the Bare Naked Ladies before anybody knew who they were.
Yeah.
And
That's what's cool about music, man.
Yeah.
It's like they found their stick,
Yeah.
And we went and saw them a couple years ago, and they were great,
I've seen them 26 times,
Yeah.
and front row every show. When they come to Atlanta, they walk on stage and they point at me, and I always get a stick or stuff at the end. Dad always comes up and shakes my hand and
They let you sing the Chickadee China.
chicken,
Chinese
the Chinese
chicken
chicken. Yeah, no, I mean it's sad when you've gone to that many shows that they recognize you, but it's cool. That's my favorite band. They floor.
Wow. Yeah, they didn't they do the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
They had some inside joke about it. It was like, what if we're wrong? And it was
Well, what they said was,
God did it.
if we're gonna do this song, the show better be as big as Seinfeld. like you don't want to do a song and the show get canceled after like 4 episodes. Then you're tied to that. And then Ed had been doing some studying on like the creation of the world.
Yeah.
And he had a conference call and he forgot about it. His wife was like, "You've got to call in an hour with these people." So he sat down and he just wrote it out really fast and played it for them. They're like, "You've got it."
Yeah, that's Hollywood for
Yeah,
you.
one of the biggest shows in the history of TV.
The funny thing about the Big Bang Theory is that they have these YouTube clips of the show without the laugh track in it, and it's not funny at all. You should watch it. Like without the laugh track in there, you're like, this is it's a little.
Yeah, I think most sitcoms
Yeah.
are probably like that. Have you seen the music videos where they take all the songs out? They did it with Dancing in the Street with David Bowie.
God,
Have you seen that?
Yeah, and added sound effects.
Added sound effects.
Yeah, that's great. Let's dance, Mick.
Let's dance, Mick.
Yeah, that's good stuff. My favorite is the David Lee Roth "Running with the Devil" outtake. Just the vocal. Have you heard that?
No.
Oh, we got to play that before after this is over. Anybody needs to pull that up on YouTube. "Running with the Devil," David Lee Roth vocal.
Ah.
And it's just the vocal.
Is it his vocal or is it a fake vocal?
It's just him.
Oh.
He's got one of those whistles with a slide in it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gibberish. Oh, God, I'm running. Ah, yeah. It's so good. So, yeah, but thanks for having me out, man.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked about the song. I think that, maybe it can be on a new sitcom. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So, all
never
right.
know.
So, 7:30 coming
Yep.
out today. And it is, you'll find it in all the usual spots, right?
Yep. Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. You can even ask Alexa to play it, and it'll play it for you. So, play Dirty Money by Favorite. Ding!
Dirty Money by Favorite.
Yep.
Well, man, thanks for coming out.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
A lot
Awesome.
of fun. Well, let's circle back a few months down the line after you've got
Yeah.
your releases out. And we'll see
Absolutely.
how everything's going.
Thanks so much for having me out, man.
Got it, Crawford.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
pal.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.